from 50 cents to $1. And that was outrageous. The rich would not allow that to happen. And in fact, one of the companies that was very big in Haiti at the time, the Spalding Sports Company, made baseballs in Haiti. They pulled out because they refused to pay a just wage. And so this effort now by our current government with President Clinton or former President Clinton could be a way of bringing justice to that nation. But it won't be if we invest there, but then exploit the workers by not paying them a fair wage. That's something that we could watch for and try to support if, as this effort continues and investments begin to take place, we hope, to bring some prosperity to that tiny country. So that's how a pillar of justice could bring peace. And of course, we could go around the world and find one place after another where there's extreme injustice that leads to violence. In El Salvador, that civil war was over the same thing. You may remember Archbishop Oscar Romero deploring the situation in El Salvador. So many have so much, or so many have so little, so few have so much. That's not right. Where you have a small elite that's very wealthy and the vast majority of the people living in desperate poverty. So we have to bring about a pillar of justice in order to build peace. Now, next, and I want to talk about the situation of war, violence, that's not so, injustice is kind of an indirect form of violence. It's the violence of what we call the violence of the structures, where you have unjust structures that bring about the death of people, as it does in Haiti. But there's also the scourge of war. And that, the second pillar of peace is to reject war. Reject war and work for peace through nonviolence. Never again war. No, never again war. Now he says, I repeated a cry. That cry was made, first of all, by Pope Paul VI when he spoke to the United Nations in 1965. If you saw the film Fog of War, which is a documentary by Robert McNamara, he says we came this close to the total destruction of our planet. Now, President Obama has said his vision too is a world without nuclear weapons. And he says, I'm going to work for that. Well, we need to get behind that effort and say, yes, we need to work to end nuclear weapons on our planet, to end war, abolish war before it abolishes us. And so that's the plea I make with us here tonight. If we really want peace, we have to build it on a pillar of justice and this pillar of love instead of violence. If we work together, really commit ourselves to it, there's great hope for our world, for our planet, for all of us. It can be a world of peace built on the two pillars of justice and love. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Captain Moynihan said, we are a warrior nation.
A what?
A warrior nation.
Warrior, yes, right, yeah.
And everything, all of our training, from the guns that we give our children for toys at Christmas time,
Yeah.
points to that.
Yeah, yeah, and we developed that attitude, in a sense, from starting off with our War of Independence and then moving westward, we're conquering this whole continent, regardless of who was already there. We've never lost that attitude that we can just take what we want, and the hell with the people that had it.
This is Al Frost at the First Methodist Church in Charlevoix, and wonderful Bishop Tom Gumbleton just gave a very interesting and beautiful speech on peace in this hostile world. Do I have a closing statement, sir?
Well, I'm very pleased with the number of people that showed up tonight and their enthusiasm for the message that I was trying to proclaim, which is that we have to end war and build peace in our world, and that the abolition of war is something that is possible. We have to make it happen before war ends us.
Did you ever read this book by this yeah.
Alan Addington here.
Good Democrat, Alan Addington. Thank you. I want to hear from you after. Yeah, I just want to make sure he doesn't go wrong. Let's see. Well, we served patient cake tonight without mud. Remember how the children over there, in order to eat, lots of times they eat mud.
They eat mud cakes in Iraq
and
that.
Right. Just to fill up their stomachs.
Right. So.
Which is sad.
So, are you glad this message will be shared with the people of the area on Channel 2? Won't that be wonderful?
Yeah.
This whole speech?
That's great. I just hope it gets on when I'm able to watch it. It's great. You're doing a good job.
He is. There's 87 going on about 14, you know. World-class conductor.
Tell everybody that.
Well, that's true, and everybody seems to know you.
This isn't going to go on the TV.
Yeah, that's going to be on TV, all right. You're going to be a star.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really was not prepared for this, you know.
Yeah. Well, you're going to...
But we really enjoy Bishop Gumbleton. He's saying some things that really need to be said. And we're not really responding the way we should be to the crisis now. Not only in our own world, and not only in our own country, but all over the world. We have to realize that we're interconnected. And whatever happens to somebody else happens to us.
Right. You got to love your neighbor, love your enemy even, right?
Yeah.
Try to work it out.
That's right.
Instead of closing down, so.
Yeah.
And
What time do you have on that, kid?
this is Al Frost at the United Methodist Church.
Our dog is howling.
We want to say goodbye to Bishop Tom Gumbleton and his wonderful speech he gave to the nice crowd that came in today, and we're certainly going to miss and think about what you said, and we're going to share it with the local audience through the airwaves. And thank you, Tom.
Well, I'm very glad that I had the chance to be here tonight and found such a warm and welcoming crowd, and I'm pleased that you're going to be spreading this message around northern Michigan. Thank you very much.
Have a pleasant drive downstate.
I will.
And we hope you come back soon.